Buckle up, buckaroos. We got some new books out there. Some in-game books, of course. And these ones speak of Odin. And it's basically, since he was the prime whatever, he gives some information and some orders to the other Titan Watchers. And, well, we get some interesting glimpses, and I'll comment on them after, we read them. Edict of the Prime Designate, Volume 742. Keepers, it has been brought to my attention that as of late, many of you have become fascinated by the emergence of mortal beings. That is, creatures born of flesh, I think it means flesh, rather than crafted of stone and steel like our loyal Titan forged. While my initial impulse was to eradicate these aberrations before they evolved further, I now believe they may prove useful if properly controlled. Yet even we, yeah, Yet even as we guide their development according to the edicts of the Titans, we must always remember that mortal minds are destined to be small and incapable of complex understanding. Therefore, as your prime designate, I must establish a few minor but necessary regulations to govern your interactions with these nascent beings. First, all historical documents, the advance all historical records documenting the advancements of the Black Empire are to be purged immediately. Paint that age, well, I think it means paint, okay? Paint that age as one of chaos and misery, a precocious blight that we keepers eradicated, which kind of is true, with the old gods locked in confinement. There should be no evidence available to contradict our assertion. Surely, if you care for these mortals, you would not wish to see them led astray into darkness. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Second, attribute all accomplishments and works of wonder to the Titans alone. Despite the relentless arguments made by some of you, this is not a fallacy. After all, can anything truly be said to exist until it has been ordered? Of course not. Therefore, it is irrefutable that the Titans are the source of all creation. Third, teach them nothing of the first ones. Mortals could not convince. God, this one's a hard one. Mortals could not conceive of the wonders these beings granted to the Titans in Zerat Ordos, and learning of the progenitors would only confuse them. It is enough that mortals know that the Titans brought order to the cosmos, and that they are owed deference. While some among you would prefer to argue these points further, such debate can no longer be tolerated. I remind you that I speak with the authority of the Titans, and any further dissent may cause me to question whether you have succumbed to outside influences. Remember, life is chaos. It must be controlled. Your leader, Prime Designate Odyn. And boy, where should we start with this one? Because it's a doozy. So they're bringing Odyn back. He kind of had such a minor and unimportant role in Shadowlands, which okay. People liked him in Legion, so that's good. Odyn is the true bro out here, keeping us safe from Danusers' bad lore, to not use any potty-mouthed language. Yeah, Odyn is here protecting us from everything that was the Shadowlands with this one. And boy, did he do a good job. What I don't really like is the whole way World of Warcraft has evolved into these. What should I call it? It's the same thing like in Final Fantasy VI, with a magic tech, where it's technology and magic combined to create 3D printed robots that then create other life. I don't really like it at all. I don't like where the story is going with this one. Specifically, these logs really are bad because they really ingrain this whole, this whole system of worlds and Zerat Ordus and Zerat Chaos and whatever they have there. Plus, it also makes a very stupid implication that the old gods are not evil. Like, okay, in a way you can say the same about the Tyranids in 40k. They aren't really evil because technically they only hunger and they consume and stuff like that. But let's be honest, the thing that wants to eat the whole world and turn it and destroy it and do whatever it wants and bring a bunch of chaos and darkness of the world isn't really a good thing. And this was something that I disagreed, and I didn't like when they tried to do the same thing with void magic, when they tried to make it, like, oh, even void can be good. Which, if you have some exceptions in the void, it works. Like you have the Scarlet Crusaders being the exceptions to the normal light users because they're fanatic and zealots and whatever, and they went to the more crazy part of veneration. But I understand Dalir and her little group, but now you're going to this part where, oh, the void is can also be good. It's not only bad. It's a things. It's a perception. There is no white or black morality. There's only gray. No. Dancer, here's the thing. Things are good or are evil. They might be less evil. They might be less good. That's not how it works. I kind of hate the way they're really destroying even the Titan lore, where now we have to doubt that everything we've read about the Titans, if it's true. Is it true what we read about them? I don't know. Let's see. Maybe not in one expansion or two, or even this one. Darcy might come up with a stupid idea and decide to put it out there and act like, it was always true and this is what I said, which is wrong because Dancer shouldn't be allowed creative control. Nobody really should be allowed creative control. But I digress on this one. I don't really like it. I think it's bad. It goes into places that are stupid, and Warcraft should have never went there. It was enough with Illyria and her group of Void Elves to be like, the good guys using Void and stuff. Around there, I can get it. The way they're going on with the Void not being totally evil is bad. Making things with the Titans being lies and propaganda, it's also bad. And I can only be happy that Odin cared enough about us that he wanted to keep us away from all this Zerat Mortis Ordus, whatever the first one's BS. We shouldn't even touch on the first ones. The first one should be just a footnote that disappeared in Warcraft history. They shouldn't be something that gets delved on because they were a bad idea. Well, Shadowlands was a bad idea in itself. So while the development of the story per Toro is interesting, what's in the game right now, I have to say that the development of it, as somebody that liked Warcraft lore a lot, is sad. I really, it's sad, it's depressing, and I really can't really see any bright place for Warcraft from here on out. And I don't think there's any more hope. I think it just should die at this point with the way the lore is going. Or, maybe somebody else can take over, I hope. I don't think we'll get rid of Dancer that easy. Honestly, I really have to express my frustrations with this because I can't really hold it in. It annoys me to no end to see what a franchise whose lore I liked a lot, that I've delved into a lot, that I've been doing a lot since. It's been like 12 years since I have this channel, or 10 or whatever, and I've been doing Warcraft since then, and it still feels like an insult. Everything from this expansion feels like an insult in a way or another. Even the good stuff that I like, even those are overshadowed by something that's stupid and made to be against the essence of Warcraft, against what Warcraft used to be. But I digress with this one. Regarding this, yeah, sure, I think it's a good, it's good writing. There are some, I think, some typos here and there, but those can always be solved, What else? Oh yeah, more information about this. You can find this in Uldaman, Legacy of Tyr, the dungeon. Whatever. That's coming out in Dragonflight. Yeah, you can enjoy the books and these edicts that totally destroy the other notions and everything else we knew about Warcraft until now. Yeah, I feel really defeated by this, and the fact that I don't really see bigger YouTubers have the same sentiment really proves to me that they're not really getting it. I don't think anybody ever got or by any big YouTubers, I mean, because I know people are out there that got what Warcraft was and what its history and lore was, but I don't think the big ones get it. And I don't want to turn this into a tirade right now because it doesn't make sense. Regarding this Odin stuff, I'm gonna repeat myself. It's bad. It wants us to to have sympathy for the Void, which I'm sorry you're not MJF. We're not really going with the sympathy for the devil with this one. The Void was kind of always bad, and they're going with everything is Titan propaganda. Let me be honest, everything being Titan propaganda is one of Dawnster's stupid ideas, because there was nothing regarding that before. I don't like it. It's bad. It destroys Warcraft lore as before, and it puts stupid concepts and notions into the world that really shouldn't be there. Again, Odin was protecting us all along.